righty. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So, I apologize for yesterday. Mike was having an issue with his computer and his phone for work, so I had to pop out. But we will pick up where we left off yesterday, which is here. So, all right. So we are making a members journal, and the member has requested a musical mashup: Annie, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and Mary Poppins, and she would like a full journal. So we're going to do a full one. So, Mary Poppins is probably the easiest one. So I have some ephemera pieces for this, journaling cards and things like that, and some words. And then Annie was a bit of a stretch, but I was able to find some Annie. And so we have some Annie. And then I was just kind of going and digging through all of my stuff to see what else I had. And I have these Project Life cards. And so this one had birds on it. And I figured we could just do, cover the back. But birds, feed the birds, kind of thing. So I figured we could kind of go through and see if there's anything in here that would work as far as, for Annie. It would be great if I could find one that had like a dollar sign on it, that would be awesome. But, we have these. And so I thought, we could look through and see if there's anything in there. I don't think there's going to be much more than that, but these really need to be ironed. I haven't ironed them. They were just tea-dyed and then I left them, Good morning, Mari. Hello, Francis. Hi, Nicole. But I did find this, and I thought, that could work for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That certainly could work for Mary Poppins. And this, could also work because it's in the right time period for either Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or Mary Poppins, either one of those. So we have those. And then I selected some papers out yesterday. I don't think it's enough to make 3 signatures, but, we'll pull more as we need it. So the first one is this one, which I thought was appropriate because, Dad was a banker, Mr. Banks. And then I have some tea-dyed marble paper, which is marbled on both sides. I thought that was a good idea. I have some sky. Let's go fly a kite. I have this one, which is just an odd shape. Hold on 1 second. Let me see what this is. Let me answer this real quick. Sorry about that. It's going to be a standard size journal, so probably a little smaller than this book, but pretty standard for me. I think the pages are going to be about 8 by 5. I got some of this, which it's just a half piece of writing paper, but we can zhuzh that up. This, because I thought this was kind of reminiscent of the chalk drawings. I had this nice big envelope that I thought we could fold in half and make a pocket out of. I have a little bit more ledger paper. And then I have this, which is just numbered paper. We'll probably end up cutting the numbers off, but it's a cool paper. And then we have this, which is a little statement paper, and I may use this to like put on tags or something, but it's vintage. Some blue. Definitely have to have some red for Annie. I've got this gray, which is to double sheet, so I'm going to cut it in half. Some parchment paper. And some tea dyed over pink. And, we'll have to get some more out because this is obviously not going to be enough to make 3 signatures. But, we'll work it. Because we still have to put in like index cards and stuff like that. So I think we're pretty good as far as paper. We'll get more of it as we go. So I figure we can start off today by getting these cut out just so we know what we're working with. And then we'll set up the signatures real quick. So, I love this. The advertisement. Wanted, a nanny for 2 adorable children. No warts. Specifically says no warts. Do not want a nanny with warts. Okay. This one. There. This one. And this one. I think that needs a little more off the top. So we have a good selection of stuff to start with. And originally I had thought, I would do this for 1 signature per character. But then I decided, if I'm going to do a mashup, I'm going to put them all together. So we're going to put them all together. So a little of this and a little of that. We're going to get it all put together. And I do have an idea in my head for the Annie. I just have to figure out how to translate it to paper, In the meantime, I'm just sitting here making a lot of shreds of paper. Okay. Those. which we will turn into tags because, Well, good. It's nice to know that he's well trained. I don't know why this paper is sticking together today, but it is. All right. I couldn't not put the penguins in. Like, I know they're silly, but they're such a part of it, So I had to do him. And he's so cute. And there is a site that you can go on the internet where there's this woman who does all these party things, like for birthday parties and stuff. And so she makes all of these like little cards and things. And I love them because they're all Disney. So when I'm doing a Disney and I have a hard time finding stuff, she has stuff that's basically free reign, because it's hers and she's allowing people to use it. But I have gotten quite a bit of stuff from there. We're going to keep this piece because it's definitely a keeping piece. Keep that. Carla! Hi, baby! Well, no, and there's a reason. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Well, there's kind of this thing. Disney kind of flubbed a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm not saying this is all of their stuff because their newer stuff is certainly not under this. But back in Walt's day, way, way back, they didn't exactly get the right kind of copyrights for their stuff. And a lot of their stuff, a lot of their older stuff, to include Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and the original Disney characters, Goofy, Pluto, all of them. And a few other choice things are no longer under copyright. Also, anything that they've put out there as, like if they've put the image out as for like a kid's birthday or something like that, if it's out there, there is an exception to copyright. I've done a lot of research on this. As a matter of fact, I consulted a couple of lawyers because I had somebody on Etsy a long time ago complain that I had used their stuff in a way that was not according to their copyright. And so I went and I looked, and they don't really have a copyright. And I'll explain that. We've done this a few times. First off, if you alter a copyrighted item by more than 10%, you can actually get a new copyright on it. Most people, we're going to keep some of these bigger pieces. Most people that post on things like Etsy, they don't actually have a copyright, even if they tell you they do. I'll tell you why. Because when you make a copyright, you have to literally copyright every single piece of it. This has to be measured. This has to be measured. This has to be measured. All of this has to be measured. The description has to be so detailed, because like you could copyright a new character because nobody's ever had that character before. But you can't copyright something that's already there. So a lot of stuff on Etsy uses what's called copyright free or public domain items. You can't take an item that's public domain, use it in your design, and then copyright it and tell everybody else they can't use it, unless they sit there and they go through, and it takes a couple of years to get through the copyright process. So, yeah. So we're just going to go with most of that stuff. 95% of it is not copyrighted. It's what's called a cottage policy, or a angel policy, which is basically where they say, hey, don't use our stuff, and if you do, pay us more money. But the truth is, there's no actionable cause. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Christine. Yes, it is easier to trademark something than it is to copyright it. But there's so much, and now with AI, it's even harder, because if you go into AI in the same program that I go in, and we both put in the same exact search terms, it's going to come up with the exact same thing with very little change. So, and a lot of designers now that are on Etsy are using AI. They're using standard backgrounds from, editing software. And then they're adding open source materials to the top of it. That's why when you go into Etsy and you look at, go in and search vintage ephemera, you're going to come up with almost everybody's using the exact same images on a different background. The placement might be a little bit different, but it's basically the same things. Most of them are getting their images from like the Graphics Fairy, things like that. So it's all the same images. Hi, Harry. Is it the Annoy Mommy Hour? So I'm not saying that, you can willy-nilly use anything you want, but I am saying that Disney did make some mistakes early on. Some of their early stuff is completely, especially like Steamboat Willie, that era, there's no copyrights on that. They have the old copyright on it, so they rely on that, but it is now part of public domain. Under the guidelines of the length and duration, it's under public domain. And because it went under public domain before they realized it, it's actually been harder for them to try and get, the copyrights on it. So again, yes, they've gone to a trademark. But it was a big thing, probably about 20 years ago. And I believe it was, I want to say, I'm not going to say who it was, but there was a company that was doing die cuts, and, like the ones, you can use with the Cricut and those types of things. And they were putting out like Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse and some of the Disney princesses and stuff. And then they were trying to sue people for using them in things that they were selling, like scrapbook pages and junk journals and things like that. And it went to court, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court. And they said, you cannot do that. If you put a piece of paper and you print on that paper an image, like the Disney paper, when you get Disney paper, some of it comes with a castle on it, some of it comes with different characters on it. If you put that out there, that is not, they're not selling the piece of paper for a profit. They are changing it and altering it for its intended purpose. You cannot sell somebody stained glass and then tell them that they can't make a window out of it. So if you're going to sell somebody some paper that's intended to be used for crafting, you can then not tell them that they cannot use it to craft. Hi, Sabrina. So, yeah, it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and there was a big hullabaloo about it. And so basically, they're not allowed to do that. They're not allowed to tell you once you buy it, because in buying it, it's implied that you have bought the license to use it. All right, so we have those, and they are clipped together. I'm not going to cut this one down until we actually use these things, and I'm not messing with Annie right now. Can you get down? Can you get down? I know you know how to get up. Can you get down? Go that way.
Down is much easier than up.
Yeah, down is easier. It's like smiling. It takes less muscles. I'm not holding you right now, cranky butt. Get down. Go on. All right. I have no idea what drawer this came out of, and now I can't figure out where to put it to. So it's going on the floor. All right, let's bring our paper over and let's see what we got. Hi, Roseanne. Yeah, but see, you can't do that. And there's a reason. Okay? Yes, most sewing patterns will say you cannot use this pattern in order to sell something. But again, if you pick out fabric, you pick out thread, you alter the pattern because you're going to hem it higher, or maybe you don't want to put such a big dart in it. Maybe you don't want it to be short sleeve and you want to extend the sleeve. But the fabric and the thread and the way that you detail it makes it completely different than the original pattern, and therefore that. Like what they're talking about there is like another company can't take that and reprint it and sell it as their own as is. Once you make the item is yours to do with as you please, and that includes selling it. Stop that. Stop that, you bad kitty. Okay. So, I think I'm going to use a Reader's Digest for this. Let me grab one. I'll be right back. I got them right there. Okay. So grab my handful. I keep these on hand. I buy them because usually at the thrift store, they're like $1 or $2 a piece. And most thrift stores, if you buy 4, you get 1 for free. So I buy them 5 at a time, so they don't cost me that much. So I have this one, which is like a very dark brown. We have this blue. I have this red one, and I'm thinking this might be the one because, because of Annie and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and, the red works. Like the end paper, too. And then, of course, there's this one. I think we're going to use that one. Maybe this one, that one, this one, that one. A or B? Which one do you think? I think B. And if you don't know how to gut a book, let me know, and maybe we'll do a video on that. See? All right, B it is. Now we'll put those on the floor. When I'm done, I'll have a million things on the floor. Okay, so this is the best loved books from Reader's Digest for young readers. It's a pretty standard size book. Let's take a look. So we are looking at 5 by 7.5. So we're gonna make our pages 7 by 4 3/4. Okay. Now, Dum Dum's gonna write that down because Dum Dum's gonna forget that. Okay. So remember, 4 3/4 is just a starting point. All right, so we're going to go from the fold at 4 3/4. I'm going to keep this because that's good. And then we're going to take this to 7. And I'm going to keep the top piece. Now, we could use that as another page somewhere else in the book, if we want. I'm going to fold these in half. We're going to get it 4 3/4, give or take. And 7. Now, we're probably going to lose a lot of this. I'm thinking we are. So I'm going to fold it and see. And if we're going to lose a whole lot of it, then I'm not going to use it. All right, let's see. So 4 3/4 puts us right there. I'm going to lose that. Yeah, we're basically going to lose this page. So we're not going to use it. Okay, 4 3/4. All right. I'm so happy when you guys get stuff and you're happy about it. All right, so I think that this one we're pretty much gonna keep all of the parts of it that we really like. It did not fold it very well, so we're going to take a little off the top and a little off the bottom to compensate for my bad folding. And it'll also help to preserve the piece a little bit that we like. All right, and this one, we're just going to fold this in half and make a pocket out of it. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be okay. Oh, yeah, that'll be fine. Just in. Because you got to remember, once we do that, we're going to open it on the side. So we're good with that one. So I'm going to cut this one to 4 3/4. Keeping that. And then 7. Again, we did the top. So, and I'm going to do this one, I think, at like 6. Just to give it a little bit of a different size. And that also allows us to be able to use this in here. So we're going to keep that piece and put it up here, because we might use it. Okay, what is the width of this? This is almost 8 inches. So we're definitely going to lose the numbers. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because I will use that in a pad. 5, 7. What does this look like at 5? No, we're going to do it at 7. That's a good piece. That. Now this little guy. I think what I will do is I will use another piece of paper and put this together with it. And we'll make a new page, possibly. Or we might just glue it onto a piece of paper. But let's see where we're at. This is just over 4 3/4 wide, so I'm just going to trim it. Here we go. We didn't really lose a lot, so we didn't lose any integrity of the paper. And we need it to be no more than 7 inches. So I'm going to take a little bit off the top. And then we'll measure it. There.
All right.
So we didn't really lose the integrity, and I'm good with that. Ozzy has to pee-pee. Can you tell? All right.
Oh.
This is a horrible fold. Horrible. So take some off the top. Line that up. Take some off the bottom. Okay, and then 4 3/4 this way. I have something special I want to do with this piece. So we're going to be playing with that one later. All right, so this one I need to open up because it's folded in half. Okay, so we got that open. We're going to fold it, and then we'll trim. All right, so we need this to be 7. Ooh, I want to keep that though. 7. That's no good. 4 3/4. All right, so that's 2 more pages. Hi, Candy. Okay. Okay, 4 3/4. And then we want this at 7. I'm going to do it just slightly, the 6 3/4. Because I want a little bit of difference in the pages. I don't want them all the same height. All right, and then we're going to do these at 4 3/4. You know what? It helps if you actually like put it at the right mark. Oh, I'm just screwing this one up left, right, and sideways, huh? Whew! Pulled the blade right out of there. Wowzer. That's impressive. All right, we're going to do this one by hand with some scissors. Scissors! Where are my scissors? There they are. Because it does not want to cut. Yeah. And then I'm going to do some at 5. Because I think that's cool. And then we'll do some at like 6.5. Yeah? Okay. Different sizes. It adds interest. Might even be able to get away with using one of those. All right, so that's all of our pre-selected paper. We may add more. Let me just get this out of the way. Let me put this thing on here. Nope, put it on the right way there. Brain damaged. Okay. All right, so now we have all of this. And honestly, we have this too. We could fold this in half and we could use that as a page. I know the lines are going in the wrong direction, but it could be done. Oops. We have this one. Okay. So I like to start a signature with a full page. You know, like a full-size page. Now, this is the one that's white on the back. So in theory, we could put that on there and just glue it down to make a page. I think I'm going to do that. So let me grab, I don't usually use glue stick. We all know this. I hate glue stick. This is very light. Let's try not to put glue on something on top of a pile of paper. Yeah. And I'm going to use the Blick because it's the strongest glue stick in the on the market that I have found. It gets very gooey very quickly. Ugh. Very gooey. Okay. I gotta get that on there straight. Hold on. I just like to make sure that I really get the corners. because that's where I tend to handle it, you know, when I'm touching it. And so I tend to not get the corners very well when I put the glue on. Okay. I'm going to let that dry. I'm just setting that off to let it dry for a second. This one, okay, where's the other one? Let me grab the other one real quick. All right, I have a big issue with glue stick. I've done a lot of, comparisons, and I'll tell you what. Oohoo, in my opinion, is horrible. It breaks up. It leaves lumps like paste glue on your paper. It's a mess. I don't like it. If you're going to buy a glue stick and you just want to like grab one at the store, Scotch permanent glue stick. They sell this at Walmart. They sell it just about everywhere. This is probably one of the better ones as far as glue sticks go. But if you want to get a good art quality one, this is from Blick Art. You can go online and get them. They're only like less than $2, I think, or $3 for this big glue stick. I've had this one for quite a while. But if you don't have a Blick near you and you can't order online, if you want this, you let me know. If, I get a chance, I'll go over to Blick and I'll grab some, just like always. Now, I have been experimenting with this one lately called Super Stick. I don't know who this is from, but it's not bad. Oh, it's ThermoWeb. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But my thing with glue stick is that glue stick is a very temporary adhesive. If you're building something that you want to last, I wouldn't use glue stick. Putting glue stick on it for like an immediate grab and then having regular glue on top of that so that, that fine. But I wouldn't use glue stick for anything that you're intending to make permanent. It falls apart. It's not good. It's not pretty.
Glue stick is for kids that want to keep this stuff together until they get home to show mommy so it can go in the garbage.
All right, so we're going to start off separating all of these pages out so we can see what we have here. All right, so I have had comments, I can't figure out how to put my signatures together. I don't know how to pick paper. Look, you do you, boo. You don't have to do anything in any specific way, okay? You pick what makes you happy. If you're looking at a piece of paper and you like the color, you like the theme, use it. We did a journal, so if you're having an issue, like you're using scrapbook paper and you don't like that glaring white on the back of it, we actually did, I think it was the Pirate Journal, where we looked at some of the common problems that people face in a journal. Everybody saying hi to you?
Morning.
Okay. Things like the scrapbook paper. I think that was, hi, Sabrina. I think that was actually Sabrina's thing. Was, that was one of her complaints was, if you have scrapbook paper, it's blaring white. How do you handle that? We handled it a couple of different ways. So we have a couple of videos like that are out there. So for those issues. So how do you pick paper to put in a signature? Okay. If it's a junk journal, Just throw anything you want in there. Like, if it's a junk journal, like, use this receipt from UPS if that's what you want to do, okay? If you're making a journal that you want to write in, or that you want somebody to be able to write in. Book pages have a place, but unless you're going to cover it with some other paper, what is the purpose of that paper? What's the purpose of the page? Okay. So look at things that you can write on. It doesn't matter if it has a lot of lines like this, if you can write on it. You see what I'm saying? So when you're putting together your signatures, just use paper that makes you happy, alternate sizes at random. Put them in different positions, some at the top, some at the bottom, some in the middle because they're short. Let's see. One, two, three, four, five. I need to get some index cards. What colors? What colors? Okay, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang's like red and gold. So let's do a coffee.
Thank you for calling Cox Communications Business Technical Support. My name's Mike. How may I assist you?
So we get a coffee.
Sure. What have you got, sir?
I always smell the coffee because sometimes it's putrid.
All right. Awesome.
I don't want to put that in there.
Pull that up.
Okay, so let's see. We got 1, 2,
Understanding in the moment.
3, 4, 5, 6. Now I like about 7 pages. Okay, so since I have a short page in here and I don't want that to be my inside page, let's see. Let's do this one. Okay. Now the back of this is cream, so I'm not really worried about it. So that's A. We've put together a signature. Let's see if we can find our ABCs. A. So that is A, and forevermore shall be. All right, let's bring this guy over because it's dry. 2, 3, 4. We're going to count that as 1. So this will be 4, 5, 6. This one, we'll call it 7. So that is B.
All right. Thank you so much, Ryan. Appreciate that. I'm just starting to review the ticket itself.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the creep. We'll get that. All right, that's B. So this leaves us papers for C. I found this one, and it's just a piece of scrap paper that's been dyed, coffee dyed, tea dyed, whatever. So I think we're going to cut this one down to a good size.
They checked the circuit. And saw
Oh, it actually has a tab there, it looks like.
Happy there.
Huh, okay. Well, we're going to cut this one down real quick. So I'm going to remember to cut that side off.
Looks like one of our guys left the voicemail.
7. And 4 3/4.
Yeah, if we become disconnected.
I know this because I wrote it down. I think this will work for Annie. It'll work for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Not really, top of the thing for. And this is C. Forevermore. Evermore.
Right,
Forevermore.
no, agreed. You're right. No, hey, I'm there with you, man. I often say, Murphy loves a technician's life, and that's what keeps me in a job,
Okay.
So I'll
Let me
be
get
honest,
this out of
I'm
the
there
way.
in the boat with you, so I get it.
Now, if at this point you're one of those people who's anal about your creep, like you can't stand your creep, get out your craft knife and a ruler and trim that off. Okay? I'll do it off camera. Yes, I'm one of those people. All right, so now I have these. What am I going to do with them? Because these are good size scraps. So let me find my thing and we'll talk about that real quick. All right, so this is what I do with them. I have this bag full of scraps that are pad size. Perfect for making little pads. Okay? Ooh, that one could work. Put that in there. And the rest of these are kind of like page size. These I will put back in my drawer. I have a drawer that's just full of those pieces. And this is actually cut to fit. And so is this one. So I will hold on to these in case I decide I want to add more. I'm going to put them in the bag for the project. These could go in a pad, so we'll put them in here.
Because the ticket you have initially here has for a fiber circuit.
When this gets to a certain size, then I know I have to start.
And yeah, it shows up, looking really happy. It's
So
March
these
25th
pieces
was the last time there was any state change on it. So
are going to be good for
it looks
clusters
okay. I'm looking to see if you got any other accounts
and
with
strips and
other
things like that. So I'll put them over here in my strip
services.
bin.
That's right.
And then I've very little waste. Bye, Nicole. All right, so now we have 3 signatures, A, B, and C, which are going to fit nicely.
Initially,
in our
it
book.
just sounds like it's something to do with your internal network. You'd have to find out where it
Okay.
goes into, that
So-
device that you're having trouble connecting.
That was what we wanted to accomplish today, and that was getting 3 signatures. So tonight is Craft with Me, and we're going to be using this digital. This digital is a Friday freebie from Kara Brandon Creations. It's just a little folio piece, and so we're going to be doing that. It's 3 pages. So this is the first page, and then the second page is actually printed on the back. You print it on the back. And then this is the third page, which is just a couple little tags and little journaling cards. So we're gonna use this and some scrap paper. We're gonna be doing a couple little things here on this, but you do you, boo. This is what I'm gonna be working on this evening, and then tomorrow, of course, is mixed media. And what else? Sunday is the game. And then we're going to get back to this on Wednesday. And we're going to get started doing some stuff here, okay? So we now have 3 signatures, A, B, and C.
Device type
I will cut the rest of these out.
Right, but I'm
Off
trying to find
camera.
the device in
We
my
have
system here.
some
This way
Mary
I can know,
Poppins stuff
okay,
and some
it's,
stuff getting started
bad
for
trade, or it's part of this COA deal, or
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And then I'm going to cut out Annie stuff. We have a cover for our book. We have some extra scrap white cardstock. I think we're doing good, guys. So, we have a bag for it all to fit in so that we don't lose things.
you know.
Okay, and we're going to start. I may come live on Saturday during the day just to work on a little bit of ephemera for this.
Did you attach it to an email?
You know, just because I can. Because it's my channel and I can if I want to.
Well, picture and set up
But
your
we're going to be
email
doing some of that
and
stuff. And what else? I don't think I have anything else going on right now. Guys, there's nothing going on. There's no sales coming up. Nothing. Boring. Okay. I don't think so. Let's look. Yay! Carla put it out. She's going to play with me. Okay. So,
All right.
yeah, tomorrow we're going to do the craft with me, which is from the Kara Brandon. We're going to be doing mixed media on Saturday. On Sunday, we're going to have the game. And then on Monday, it's the video is not, when is an envelope? Not an envelope. And it's also St. Patrick's Day. And it is also my sobriety anniversary. So it's my other birthday. And then there's going to be an index card pocket journal card thing going on Wednesday. And by then I will have everything updated in.
So I see there's a
in the list, because right now, by the way, if you want a copy of this, all you have to do is just highlight it, left click, scan to the bottom, right click, print, and it'll print it out for you. I am currently into the first week of June.
All right. Awesome.
Okay. So that's where we're at with that. We're currently into the first week of June. Yes, it's my unbirthday. All right, so here's the deal. If I have not offended you, push that button. Seriously, because this is where you belong. What else? Community tab and Facebook, both of those are going to be updated in the next day or so. So look for the updates. If you're not a member of my group, there's links in the description below. Also, you can pick up some free videos over on my Ko-Fi. And if you are so inclined to join my Patreon, I actually went and checked. You can get a free membership for a week, or you can spend $3 a month. You can go $5 a month, $10 a month, $15 a month, or $20 a month, which is my Scaventurist level. It is never going to go higher than that. It's always going to be $20 a month. But let me tell you what it does. $20 a month. For everybody who's a member for $20 a month, you actually buy a day on the road for me. I figured it out. So you cover a hotel annually. You cover a hotel. You cover gas for the day, food for the day, and that leaves me a little bit of money for actual scaventuring and buying stuff. So for every member I have for a year, it covers a day on the road for me. So if I have 10 members, I can be out for 10 days, or I can have 2 5-day trips. Because I don't touch that money until I'm ready to leave. So at that level. So what do you get? So if you're at the first one, you get a welcome letter and a small gift. If you are at the $5 level, you get the welcome letter the small gift, and you get early sale access, which means I will send you the list at least 24 hours prior to the sale so that you can pick some things on there that you might want. I just ask that you don't pick anything that there's only a single item of. The estate buyer, which is the $10 a month, that one gets a welcome letter and a gift with Happy Mail quarterly, and you get the early access. If you're at the $15 level, you get the monthly live stream, which is where we just get together and we craft. You get a 5% Etsy discount. You get your welcome letter. You get all of, the early sale access. But if you're at the Scaventure level, that's the big one. And what you get there is you get a fall, a winter, a spring, and a summer project kit completely free. You get early sale access. You get a quarterly, monthly project kit. You get private group lives with project demos where we get together and do some of the quarterly stuff and things like that. You get to see things maybe that I'm going to do in videos coming up, but you're going to get them early. You get your welcome thing, and you get a 5% discount in my Etsy store. Yeah. So it's pretty good. And as I said, my tiers are never going to change. That's it. They're set the way they are. Even at the $15 level, like you cover the hotel and you cover the travel and the food, you just don't, I have to pay out of my own pocket for stuff. But other than that, so because a lot of people were a little confused about it, but that's what it is. And there's links to everything in the description box below. So if you want to go check that out, go check it out. What else? I have to tell you, the reason Michelle loves it is because for $20 a month, she's actually forced to do the kits. She buys my quarterly kits all the time, and they sit. I see them every time I talk to her. They're stacked up on a shelf behind her head, but she never opens them. This last one, she opened it and found out she actually really enjoyed it. It was fun. And you get a really good kit. They're really good kits. And you get pretty much everything that you need to make them. This is one of the quarterly kits. We did this one. You got, all the paper and all the pieces, and they come pre-scored and ready to go. And we just get together and sit down and kind of assemble them and shoot the crap,
You know how they label outlets in the building?
This is from Artsy Fartsy, and she does some incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carla was in for our quarterly project, and she had a great time. And then Sandy was in there, and she put hers together upside down and backwards, but that's okay.
The labeling,
we fixed it.
If you ask me, I would say it's an outlet that's marked like that somewhere, so that you know which outlet it's going to. That's what I would think. So some really great things going on, and it's a fantastic way of supporting the channel, and seeing what I can come up with on the road. So that's it, guys. If there's anything that you need as far as do you want to see a video? Is there a video that you saw that you just don't understand? Something like that. Send it to me. I'll fix it. I won't fix it, but I'll do it my way. I'll give you my take on it. And we'll see what we got going on. So until I see you again, stay well, my friends. I'll be honest.
I love you guys. Bye.
I don't want to waste your time on that and hoping that they'd be able to do something when they really